Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we are going to take a look at the Dainese X-Run Gloves available at RevZilla.com. So the X-Run Gloves for 2016, nothing has changed but the color. So if you are already familiar with the X-Run Gloves, these are going to be exactly the same, but you're getting a color update. The old color is going away. You now have three colors to choose from: black and gray, which I am wearing on my right hand. You're going to notice that there is a black and high-vis red on my left side, and there's also a black and high-vis yellow. So those are the three new colors to choose from. And really what we're looking at is the same X-Run glove we've had for the past 2 years. This is going to be for you riders out there that can use it as a multi-use glove, whether you're using it for sport touring, street sport riding, maybe even a little bit of ADV or off-roading out there. It's going to be a multi-functioning glove in Dainese's lineup. Sizing. No surprises from Dainese on sizing for this. European gloves, I am traditionally a 2XL. I'm 2XL in Alpine Stars, Dainese, and mostly Revit. And then we're going to see brands like American brands, Climb, Icon. I would be typically an XL in those American brands, 2XL in my Daineses. These fit me spot on in a 2XL, so just keep that in mind. True European fit with this. Now, Dainese is going to be that premium European brand, and the X-Runs are going to come in at the $160 price point. I would have loved, knowing that they're coming out with this new iteration, they've changed the colors. Maybe if they would have changed the palm, maybe gone back to a full leather palm, or at least added, touchscreen fingertips to this. It's 2016 going into 17. For the $160 price point, I would have loved to have seen just the addition of touchscreen fingertips, but maybe we'll see that when they actually give us an update and not just a color change. So the X-Runs have been a very popular glove for Dainese, and if you want to consider maybe stepping up from this, you'd be looking at the X-Strikes. The X-Strikes are going to beef up your protection. They're going to add DCP protection on the outside. They're going to give you a hard palm as opposed to a soft palm. But for those of you out there just looking for the basic X-Runs, let's break these down for you, lest you forget. So, two different materials here. You have an Amica suede palm, which is going to be the base for the glove, and in the back you're going to have leather reinforcements in a true cowhide leather. They're going to work at the back of the knuckles as well as back on the back of the fingers. And then the base, if we start with the wrist on this working through, it's being a combination of textile and neoprene. And then you're also going to have a little bit of stretch material working in here for elasticated knuckles, so you have micro-elastication working at the back of the hand. And the one thing that I will say that I like about this is as you're flexing the knuckles back and forth, the glove works with you. It doesn't feel like it's constrained, or it doesn't feel like it's constricted at all on the knuckles. The other part that really helps with that is the Ergo-Tek titanium knuckles. Now this is a technology that we saw Dainese introduce a few years ago, and what you have are titanium knuckle protection, but instead of running across the entire knuckle on the back like we see from so many different manufacturers, they've split the protection off. So what you get is when you're in the riding position, you have true armored knuckles, but if I relax my hand, you can see exactly how flexible this knuckle system is. So you get protection, but you don't feel like your hand is really being bound anywhere by the glove, so you still have a nice range of motion when you're working your hands on the handlebars. Now there is going to be a really big, thick, dense padding behind that as well, which helps to add to the comfort. And you'll notice as it meets the first three fingers, there's just a little bit of accordion stretch there. So if you are just the kind of person like myself that uses, 2 fingers in the brake, 2 fingers in the clutch, you can actuate those levers very comfortably, and that accordion stretch just helps with some of the flexibility. As we work our way through the palm, one of the things you'll notice, that cowhide leather is going to work its way over the covered outseam. So you do have covered outseam protection down the pinky. Like I said, if you step up to the X-Strike, that's where that DCP protection is going to come into play. That's where you go from a little bit of padding at the palm, you bump up to a full hard palm slider. But you do get extra reinforcements, that Amica suede palm, a little bit of padding at the very base of the palm, extra reinforcements, as it works its way across the top of the hand, up through the thumb, and then a little bit of extra padding at the very base of the thumb as well. As far as an entry point is concerned, you have one Velcro entry point with this, and there is elastication behind that for easy on, easy off, and a little bit of extra comfort there. So simple design from Dainese, and again, nothing new. If you're already familiar with the X-Runs, really what you're getting is a new color update. And I will say that compared to the old color, I think the new black and the black with the high vis is a much sleeker look than what we've seen from Dainese in the past with the X-Runs. Now there's a lot of riders out there that have been using these gloves for years, and if you want to hear more about what they have to say, click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which is going to allow you to read rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting this glove through its paces. If you have more questions for one of our gear geeks as to which glove is right for you or some help with sizing, give them a shout at 877-792-9455 or simply shoot us an email, cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the Dainese X-Run Gloves. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.